Welcome to the Visual COBOL in a Nutshell series of presentations. This module will guide you through the process of ordering and downloading the Visual COBOL product software. The steps to getting you up and running with your Visual COBOL product can be summarized as the following. Get Visual COBOL, install Visual COBOL, and license Visual COBOL. This presentation will cover Step 1. Step 2 and Step 3 will be covered in a separate presentation. Step 1. Getting the Visual COBOL product. This step refers to the download of the actual Visual COBOL software installer package. But before we continue, it is extremely important for you to be able to answer the following question. Which Visual COBOL product do you need? Visual COBOL is available in a number of different flavors, and it is important for you to understand the difference between them and for you to determine which flavor best suits your development needs. I would strongly suggest that if you do not currently know the answer to this question, that you view the Visual COBOL in a Nutshell presentation entitled Visual COBOL Product Overview, or contact your Micro Focus Sales Account Manager before continuing. Assuming that you now know which Visual COBOL product that you would like to use, we can proceed to the product download option. There are currently 4 different options for downloading Visual COBOL software. Each option covers a particular product use case. The actual software installer that is downloaded is the same regardless of this use case. What differentiates how the product behaves is the authorization code licensing which is installed for the product. If you are a student or are a COBOL novice who would like to learn more about the tools available to today's COBOL programmer, you can download the Visual COBOL Personal Edition. If you are a programming professional who is interested in evaluating Visual COBOL or using it for a proof of concept investigation, then a Visual COBOL product trial might be your best bet. If you are a new or existing Micro Focus customer with questions about Visual COBOL, or if you require a custom evaluation period or wish to purchase Visual COBOL, then you should contact a Micro Focus Sales Account Manager and they will process an order directly for you. For existing Visual COBOL customers, you can download the latest version of the Visual COBOL product directly by logging into the Support Line Product Updates webpage. Let's look at each of these options in more detail. First, the Visual COBOL Personal Edition. This is a free Visual COBOL version which is licensed for a 1-year period. It has an internal limit of 2,200 source lines per COBOL program, and it cannot be used to compile programs to be deployed in production. This is a learning tool, and all product support is through the Micro Focus community forums. You can download the personal edition of Visual COBOL from the microfocus.com product downloads VCPE VCPE22 link, or from certain third-party websites. After navigating to the product downloads location, you will be presented with a registration page. Simply fill out the required fields on the right, paying close attention to the product selection field to ensure that you get the correct product for your development needs. After filling out the required fields, click on the link at the bottom to read the end user license agreement. After reading through the agreement, return to the registration page and click the checkbox next to the acceptance of the license agreement, and then click the Submit button. After clicking the Submit button, you will be sent an email from the Micro Focus Distribution Center that looks something like this here. In this email, you will see a link to download Visual COBOL Personal Edition. When you click on this download link, you will be presented with a download page. This page has information about the product that you selected, along with a description and 3 tabs. On the Legal Information tab, going right to left, you can read the license information for this product. On the Documentation tab, you can read the release note for this particular product release. This contains information such as system requirements, installation requirements, new features, etc. On the Software and Licenses tab, you will find the actual product links. If you selected Visual COBOL for Visual Studio, you will get an option to download either the Visual COBOL for Visual Studio 2010 product or the Visual COBOL for 2012 product. It is important if you have an existing version of Visual Studio 2010 or Visual Studio 2012 that you download the correct version here, as the 2010 product will not install into Visual Studio 2012 and the 2012 version will not install into Visual Studio 2010. If you do not have an existing version of Visual Studio installed, then the appropriate Visual Studio Shell version will automatically be installed as a prerequisite for your selected product. Just a note, if you are developing under Windows XP or plan on developing applications to be deployed under Windows XP, then you must select the Visual Studio 2010 product, as the Visual Studio 2012 product is only supported under Windows Vista or higher and does not support Windows XP. When you click on the installer, it will prompt you to run or download the installer. I would highly recommend that you create a new download folder and save the installer into that folder instead of running it directly, so that it will be available to you again in case it becomes necessary to reinstall the product. By pressing save. If you are a programming professional that may be new to Micro Focus products and you have an interest in evaluating Visual COBOL to see the benefits it offers firsthand, then we would recommend that you test drive the product by downloading the Visual COBOL product trial. The product trial will install a full product version that you can use free of charge for 30 days, during which time you can evaluate the product by conducting an in-house proof of concept. Unlike the Personal Edition, which offers product support services only through the Micro Focus Community Forum, the product trial provides you with a serial number and allows you direct access to Micro Focus customer care personnel. You can register for a free product trial directly on the microfocus.com website by clicking on the product trials link. After navigating to the product trials download site, you can select the product that you wish to evaluate from a list of available product trials. After clicking the desired link, you will be presented with a registration form, which is quite similar to the form used to register for the Visual COBOL Personal Edition. After filling in the required fields, simply press the Submit button at the bottom to process the order. After processing the order, you will receive 2 emails from Micro Focus Distribution. The first email contains your evaluation serial number as well as information on contacting technical support in case of a problem and the actual product download links. Links that are included are those that we showed before: the license agreement, the release note for the particular product, and then the actual product links themselves. Again, if you are evaluating the Visual COBOL for Visual Studio product, you will be provided with links to both the Visual COBOL for Visual Studio 2010 IDE and the Visual COBOL for Visual Studio 2012 IDE. As covered previously, please click on the link for the option which is suited to your requirements. When you click on the appropriate link, you will be prompted to run or save the installer package. Again, I would highly recommend that you save the installer to a new folder so it will be available to you again if required. Notice also that the installer is the exact same installer as the one used for Visual COBOL Personal Edition. The second email that you will receive for the Visual COBOL product trial will contain the authorization code, which is required to license the product as an evaluation version. This code will be required during Step 3, license the Visual COBOL product. The third method of obtaining the Visual COBOL software is to contact Micro Focus sales directly. Existing customers should contact their account manager and new customers should call the toll-free number listed on the microfocus.com website for your particular country or region. Microfocus Sales can set you up with an evaluation copy of Visual COBOL, like the one presented in the previous segment for product trials, or for an extended trial period. If you decide to purchase Visual COBOL, then sales will process the order and you will be sent an email which contains information on how to access your product order. This email will look something like this here, the Microfocus electronic product delivery from Microfocus Distribution. In this email you have a couple of links. You have a link to actually download the products. You also have a link for videos. If you have any questions at all about this process, I would highly recommend that you watch the videos at this link. They contain detailed information on how to get your products. For right now, we'll just click on the link to download, and we'll be redirected to the support line website where we'll have to log in. If you are a new customer, you should have received a separate email with the login credentials for the support line website. You enter your password and click submit, and we should be redirected to the order. Okay, here's our electronic product delivery order. You can see there's a number of steps under here that you can follow. In the box there are a number of line items, one for each product that has been ordered. In this particular order we have both Visual COBOL for Visual Studio and the COBOL Server product. Be aware that these two products are mutually exclusive in that they cannot be installed on the same computer. So although you can download them both from this same location, you cannot install them on the same machine. The Visual COBOL for Visual Studio product is for your development machine, and the COBOL Server is a production product for your production machine to be used in deployment. Okay, to expand a line item, you can click the plus sign next to it, and we can see that once again we have our three tabs. There's a legal information tab. Once you read the license agreement, you need to agree to it, and you can do that up here in step 2 by clicking this checkbox. That will make available the product download links. Okay, after doing that, you can also look at the documentation. Again, this is the release note for that particular product release. And under the software licenses tab, you have the serial number for the product that has been ordered. You can further expand that by clicking the plus sign. You can see that once again, if you ordered Visual COBOL for Visual Studio, you'll have a choice of the 2010 or 2012 product. Choose the one that is correct for you. There are also two things that you can download here. First, the full installer. If you click on that, you'll have the option to save, as we did before with the previous examples. I would recommend that you save this, and it is the same installer package that was used in the product trials and the personal edition. Only the licensing changes. Okay, we'll just cancel that. And also in the Visual COBOL, there is a license file that you need to save. We'll need this in our demonstration for our licensing in step 3. So you can right click on that and say save target as, and save that file to a location you'll remember. Here we're putting it in VC downloads. That contains the licensing information for making your product active. Okay. If you want to download the COBOL Server product at this point, if you look under the serial number, just make sure that you download the correct version. If you downloaded the Visual COBOL version for Visual Studio 2010, you need to have the appropriate COBOL Server 2010 version. The same goes for the 2012. They must match up. Okay, so after downloading the installer and the licensing, we can continue. And the fourth method of obtaining Visual COBOL products is to download them directly from the product update section of the support line website. This is available to existing Visual COBOL customers only that have a valid product license, as this method only allows you to download the installer packages and does not provide you with an authorization key. After navigating to the support line website, you can click on the support tab and go to product updates. Okay. If you require a login, you'll have to supply your username and password. If you do not remember what that is or you have not received it, please contact support and we can help you with that. Okay. Under product updates, you'll get a list of all products that you currently have under license, under maintenance, that are available to you. These are in alphabetical order. If you scroll down to Visual COBOL, here's Visual COBOL current releases. Click on that link, and here are all the current releases, the different product types, either the Visual COBOL for Visual Studio, the Development Hub, the Eclipse, or the COBOL Server, or Visual COBOL Ad Packs. Okay, Ad Packs, you can find links for the data file editor, the data file converter, dialogue system ad pack, and so on. Okay. For the actual product links, you can see here you have downloads for, again, the 2010 or the 2012 product for Visual Studio. You can click on the one that you require, and again you can see it's the same name as the installer that was used in the other options that we had, the product trial and the evaluation and the personal edition. Okay, so again, I would recommend that you save that. Okay. And that brings us to the end of this Visual COBOL in a nutshell presentation of getting the product. Thank you for watching and happy programming.